After the disappointment of SmackDown vs. Raw, I had little hopes for SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, which turned out to be a good thing because this game is literally the same thing as last year's installment, but with some slight improvements, roster changes, new match types, and new game modes.
Come on, Taz. I think she's got a little chill, Cole. You know what? Maybe I should go help her warm up.
SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 is considered the best one and is the best selling of all SVR entries. Yet, I cannot see what they mean. But then again, I'm also not part of the hive mind, so I see things differently than the sheep who follow the herd. But enough of an introduction. Let's just get this one over with and move on to hopefully even better wrestling games to come.
Uh-oh, this isn't gonna be pretty.
Create a Superstar is slightly better than last time, yet still lacks in sculpting the body and faces. You still can't really make anyone look like their real selves, no matter how hard you try to make it work. But I still was able to make something that could pass off as Charlie, Muta, Zack, Angry Joe, Queso, JD Delay, and yes, even Jay Schlatt joined in on the fun. As we all know, he loves man-on-man action. I wasn't able to give everyone their proper clothing, such as Angry Joe didn't get his jacket with white stripes on the sleeves or the Superman t-shirt right, so I just tossed a red S on there to help. Tattoos are easier to deal with than ever, so I gave a bunch of random stuff on JD. Queso couldn't have a hoodie, so I gave him a jacket. And finally, Schlatt's facial hair is such a pain in the arse to get right. Yet I feel like it's a decent enough creation that you can tell who it is.
That match had so much potential. I hate to see it end like that.
Me too.
Here's your winner.
Even know who came out ahead in it.
Big
I don't think anyone did, kid. I think everyone lost in that one, including the WWE fans.
The UI isn't that much of a pain to deal with this time, and the load times for items isn't as dreadful, but still will take a while to get through it finding what you need, since the game has to load every other second you scroll through the list of clothing. Honestly, it's decent, but I really hate the sculpting of bodies and faces still. It's not quite there yet to get anything decent out of it, and you will have same face syndrome still. Plus, colors are a pain to nail. As I try to give people brown eyes, they just get dark yellow. You can never really nail the right degree of color in this game. Why not just have presets as an option at that point?
Makes sense.
As for create a moveset, it remains unchanged. You still can assign everything. But of course, all I do is copy unique superstar movesets over since everyone is always based on them. Charlie is Shawn Michaels, Muta is still Kane because we don't have Mark Henry back. Queso had to become the Big Show without The Rock. Zack was Scotty 2 Hotty. Joe was Hulk Hogan without Bret Hart. And Derp became Rey Mysterio. I can't remember everyone else. And yes, I did bring back Derp because Derp is love, Derp is life, the man, the myth, the legend.
There was a lot of ways I thought this one could and would go. I never thought they would legend. Neither did I, partner. Talk about a disappointment. Well, if they're smart, they'll set up a rematch ASAP. I'm telling you right now, or they're going to have some unhappy fans on their hands.
Create Stable is back with even less options than ever for entrances. There's nothing special here, you can still have your usual options, just less entrances, and they're the worst ones imaginable. Who the fuck is La Resistance? The Bushwhackers, the Basham Brothers, or even Team Angle?
What the hell is even that?
Where's Degeneration X? Where's the Hardy Brothers? The classic original entrances like Jackass and Ballet. This game is just lacking in entrances in general for both single, duo, and trio. Plus the long load times to see what each individual generic entrance is. Dear God, just stop at this point and rethink, Ukes. What are you trying to even do?
Neg.
Sadly, Create a Championship is back. Lame, still hate it. There's even less customization this time, and it's still too expensive and pointless to make belts. So why didn't they just scrap this mode to make more space for better stuff, like more entrances or wrestlers? That would have been a better use of resources than bringing this thing back.
It just makes no sense.
We can finally make entrances.
It's a miracle!
Except the mode fucking sucks. Instead of what later games had, we only got a 2D menu to select stuff. Even when we enter advanced mode, it's still the same exact thing. Plus, what options you even have is so minimal. It turns out this was criticized back in the day, and for once, I'll agree with IGN.
Jesus Christ!
This mode is just lackluster and not really worth your time, as it wasn't mine, except this is where you assign entrances. So be sure to use basic mode to give your cause something different. In advanced mode, all I got was more loading screens to deal with, another 2D menu, and to only be able to place your nameplate, the camera angle, the screen effect, and there's just nothing really to play with here. Here's what I could make, and you can see just how worthless this feature is in this game.
Lord have mercy, look at them chains! I got enough time for one round. Told you I had a six-pack, nerds. God damn it, that's a big fat ass! Get him out of here!
Well, that was a load of shit.
I hated the roster last time, but this game is even somehow worse. Who are all these generic white guys that no one but the most diehard fanboys of WWE would remember? No, seriously, who are most of these people? I barely recognize a single person. It's like whenever I try to get into WWE these days, it's all just a bunch of nobodies trying to copy the legends that came before them.
You ain't lying.
This is easily the worst roster to date. Even the Legends selection isn't that good. Having to complete certain goals just to unlock most of them sucks as well. Just give me everything at the start of the game. I'd love to pit Stone Cold and The Rock against Andre Giant and Bret Hart. Fuck yeah. Yeah! But no, I gotta grind forever to get them through season mode and GM mode. Lame. Overall, a pretty bad roster, and I never use any of them basically in game. Solely relying on my created superstars instead for everything. Talk about a trash experience, if that's how you have to play a WWE game.
True.
Here comes the pain, refuses to die, much like US Congress. As we're still dealing with the same combat system that still sucks, as here comes the pain. I hate it, and I want it gone. It's clunky, unintuitive, and broken. Half of the time reversals never work. It's the reversal system itself that will always cost you everything during gameplay.
It's matches like this that make this the greatest job in the world, JR. Absolutely.
L2 or R2, whichever the game decides at the last second for you to press to reverse a grapple or attack, except it never works whenever I press it 90% of the time.
We could have a pinfall here, JR. There's no way that was going to be a 3 count.
The controls are extremely clunky. As to Irish Whip, you need to press and hold triangle plus circle, and then press a directional button to throw them in that direction. This just sucks and leads to so many mishaps that can cost you everything. To make matters more interesting / frustrating is the stamina system they introduced. Now you can only do one action before your wrestler drops, like a 97-year-old chain smoker.
Right, and I can't wait. And neither can these fans. We better get started, or we might have a riot on our hands.
To recover, you have to be standing still, then press and hold select. This leaves you vulnerable to attacks, so you gotta find a way to recover enough to put your opponent down to only go back to recovering. This slows down the combat too much for my liking. I hate simulation-based fighting. Give me the fast-paced arcade action of old.
So much to get here, Taz. I don't think they can allow that thought to enter their heads.
Hold on.
I think that if one of these superstars successfully executes their finishing move, this one is over.
Even though I've played this game for a few days now, trying to get as much footage for this review as possible, even trying out different match types and creating a few additional wrestlers, I still can never enjoy this combat system. Though I will admit I've grown more used to Here Comes the Pain's combat now, just not to the point where I'm actually having fun with it is all. But one thing I do like about this game is we get cinematic finishers.
I think these superstars are putting on one hell of an exhibition here tonight, Kenny. I can't wait to see what...
Remember bra and panty match from Here Comes the Pain? Yeah, it's back in a new form called Fulfill Your Fantasy. Yeah, these days it's called Rule 34.xxx for that stuff. Back then we only had Playboy magazines and whatever hentai bootlegs people were selling in a sketchy shop downtown. You young people today don't know how easy you have it in comparison.
Dude, you're such a grandpa.
Anyways, in this match, you just beat each other with pillows, and it sucks.
Seeing a match like this makes me proud to be part of this company. I'm with you, partner. You just can't experience a thrill like this anywhere else. And that's cause you ain't gonna...
Building your meter to win the match. You can still strip and it helps you build your fantasy meter, and in the end, whoever has their full first is the winner. The match honestly sucks, and I do not see the appeal, even though I won.
Athletic match I've ever seen, but I'll tell you,
Here's your winner.
I'd hope not, Taz, or I'd have to start wondering about you. You worrying about me? That's a good one. You're a funny guy, but then again, looks aren't everything.
They removed backstage brawls last time to only resell them to us this time. Create the problem, sell the solution. Except they made backstage brawls so god awful, they might as well have never brought it back. Cause in reality, they never truly did.
That's so poetic.
All backstage brawls are now as single matches only, no interference, and are played in a tiny zero interactable area with a single weapon and that's it. There's no appeal of these things anymore. No more brawling across the city and the Smackdown arena like in Shut Your Mouth. Oh no, now it's backstage, parking lot, and bar. That's it. And it all just fucking sucks. I wish they never brought it back. If this is all they were gonna do, is just butcher a good match type like this. I miss the all-out brawls of several wrestlers duking it out, crashing into everything, getting tossed around the subway, smashing faces into the windows, cracking skulls on the pavement as cars honk their horns for us to get out of the fucking way. It's all gone.
Here's your winner, the Giant.
You're banned out of the ring for the rest of your life. Yeah, get this dude out of here.
Buried Alive match is finally a thing, yet it's not that fun, as the match is boring. Nothing really happens except Queso crushing Charlie's chest.
I think I've got a pretty good idea who's going to win this match, Cole.
I wouldn't be so sure, Taz. If there's one thing we've seen, it's that anything can happen here in the WWE.
As you beat your opponent down, you need to bring the action towards the ramp and get up on the dirt pile. Once there, beat your opponent down and toss them into the coffin. Yet every time I tried, the game wouldn't let me. And in the end, I lost because of in this game, the AI cheats. You see, even when they have no stamina and are badly wounded, they get lightning fast reflexes and just dominate you every time you play. You can't win when they're like this, and the AI also never really recovers their stamina, and you'll be hearing the out of stamina sound effect forever. It's annoying.
I don't even know how he can still stand after taking so much physical abuse.
Exactly.
I just don't like this match type because it doesn't work right and the AI cheats every fucking time. Fuck it, we're moving on to the other modes.
This is some classic old school wrestling here. Picking your spots and waiting for your opportunities.
He's put his opponent in the casket. Could this be it? No way! And that's it. It's over. His fans. My God, what a match! You never know what you're going to see in a buried alive match.
Here's
That's
your
for
winner.
sure, Cole. Everybody pulls out all the stops in a match like that.
You can't afford not to, because if there's one thing you can be sure of, it's that your opponent will.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
Hope they do more of that for this. And yeah, that's really about it. So yeah.
I'll never enjoy PPV mode, and even season mode sucks. They're just so boring and restrictive. One is just a 2D menu with nothing to do but set up a few matches, lame, and the other is trying to be a wrestling game's equivalent to a Call of Duty campaign, which is even more lame. So yeah, in season mode you gotta find out who committed vehicular hate crime against some guy I don't know.
Holla.
What was that?
And now my selected wrestler is running around accusing people trying to find out who did it. Lame, boring, stupid. I want to stop right here.
No one's accusing anyone of anything, Cena. But as long as you're here, where were you when Theodore Long was taken out?
Excuse me?
You get choices here and there by deciding who to fight in the ring. Snoresville.
This is all so awful. What do you think happened?
And then you fight them. Boring. And that's it for this mode. They're trying oh so hard to make a fucking epic grand scale cinematic masterpiece straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, but failed miserably. They can't make season mode worth playing. So going forward, I will never cover this mode again in future reviews. I'll focus on the creation suite, combat, roster, and anything else they add, but season mode and PPV mode will be ignored. So let's move on to the very last mode in this game. You got GM mode now.
Yay! No, Chris, not yay.
In GM mode, you select your wrestlers and manage the show of SmackDown or Raw, and that's about it. You just interact with 2D menus and see who won and how much money you wasted / earned for the brand. Exactly, this is all the mode is, and it's boring. I have no interest in it. After a few weeks of shows, I just gave up because clearly there's nothing happening to keep me engaged. I'd rather make my own stories like in SVR 10 onwards till 2K14 where story designer was last seen. Too bad 2K will never bring it back in their newer games, because maybe then I'd buy them. I just want to create and have fun with my own creations. Why is that illegal nowadays?
Why, God, why?
You really gotta be the most boring person in the world to enjoy GM mode. It's literally just bureaucracy, manage things, look at text and numbers. It's lame, stupid, and a pointless addition to the game. If I wanted to be bored like this, I'd go buy and play those stupid hockey manager games on Steam. As such, this mode sucks, and I could live without it.
No shit.
Oh man, the loading and saving times are just getting worse and worse with each entry. I swear the PlayStation 2 must be really being pushed to its limits at this point. You got loading times up to a minute. It all depends on the match type, amount of wrestlers, who's wrestling, if it's a car or not, which arena are you fighting in, and whether or not the game woke up and chose violence. This right here is the shortest loading screen I've experienced so far out of several hours of playing this game.
Did I jump scare you? Yeah, I bet I did. You coward. You make me sick. Your weakness is pathetic.
What?
The locker room is where the shop and challenges are now located. It's a fancy interactive menu where you move around a room and select different things. Also, you can access certain features like stats, trophies, and more. The shop has been greatly downgraded. There's only a few legends here, and that's basically it. You got nothing else to really use your money on.
That sucks.
Challenges started to work in this version for me, thankfully, unlike in the last SVR game. But I have no interest in unlocking Andre the Giant or the British Bulldog. Plus some legends you can't even buy. Oh no, you have to complete certain objectives in season mode or whatever just to get one or two of them. Just either let me buy everyone with enough cash, or just make them available at the start of the game without needing to unlock anything.
Makes sense to me.
Well, that marks another one done. Kind of disappointing since this game is the best selling of SmackDown vs. Raw. Yet what I experienced didn't justify its so-called greatness online. It's just a slightly improved version of SmackDown vs. Raw. Oh well, it is what it is. Sales do not equal the product is actually good. Let's wrap this thing up and get ready for another wrestling review soon.
Oh, shit!
At the end of the day, WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2006 is a mediocre game that borders on being average at times. The new match types are a mixed bag. The Here Comes the Pain combat system is still present, albeit slightly improved. The licensed music fucking sucks, as I'm not a fan of all this rap and hip hop crap. Where's the rock and metal at? Oh right, in the next few games we got the good stuff.
Yeah, boy.
GM mode was so boring, tacked on. Season mode sucked. PPV mode shouldn't even be a thing after I tried it out last time. What is the appeal of it? The load times and saving times being so long is just ridiculous. Backstage brawls are back, but downgraded highly and are only one-on-one in a tiny area.
Oh god, he just doesn't stop! Who is this guy?
Create an entrance is neat on paper, but what we got is so lackluster. Thankfully, later games fixed it. The roster is a complete utter joke. Having to own a PSP, PS2, 2 copies of Smackdown vs. Raw 2006 and a cable just to unlock a single wrestler is just fucking retarded. Create a championship is pointless and costs too much to do. And finally, Create a stable is lacking in entrances.
Is that all?
Let's just hope that nostalgia isn't blinding me, as I remember 2007 very fondly on PSP. So let's see if the PS2 version will be just as good as I remember its handheld port, cause we really need some great games here. So far I've played too many mediocre WWF/WWE games, but only time will tell once we can finally get to WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2007, hopefully very soon. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.
I don't think Phoenix has any idea what they're in for tonight.
He's going for the submission.
And he might get it. He's got that hold locked in. Great reversal. Submission hold locked in. We may see a tap out right here.
And even if